Crazy little thing called love.
I don't think that's
Crazy little thing called
Right.
blood.
Oh yes,
What?
that's the Halloween version
It's the Halloween version.
Ghouls Bop.
Ghouls
that they
Bop.
do at Six Flags.
What else? It's just that there's like a Howl at the Moon or
Yeah. That like they change all of them, but Crazy Little Thing Called Blood is the one that you remember
It is beautiful.
because it's the way that it is and stuff.
So this is the topic we chose.
I don't know. I was just going into it. We can talk about something else if people want to. We can talk about the weather.
Do you want to talk about the weather, Jeff?
It's
no. Let's go
frickin'
back.
cold outside.
Let's go back to the specific show at Six Flags where they do the Halloween parody stuff.
What is it called?
Well, if
It's
you
like
insist, they've actually replaced that.
Oh,
It's now Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Hell's
Yeah.
Bells, and it was before it was like
I forget.
something in the graveyard or like
Yeah.
Rumble in the graveyard.
But now it's like a dance number.
Yeah, that's true. This past year they changed it. I think because of the plague, but it's better.
So are all the
People were
songs
not good
still the
acting.
same?
No, they got rid of all of them.
They got rid of Crazy
How-
Little Thing Called Blood.
That was also true in Hell's Bells, I think.
But Crazy Little Thing Called Blood
This is your favorite,
is my
Jeff.
favorite.
It's
There,
true.
a Wolfman sang one where he howls. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly what he does, but I know that they give the Wolfman to someone who is the best actor but not the best singer.
Well,
because
'cause you
they
gotta
always
do the
have to have
character
like the
voice.
gravel.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you want to hear me sing an entire song like this?" Like, just picture
Sure.
Jeff like in his bear voice, but worse. That's roughly what.
So yeah, we
got
can
going
talk
on.
about that, or we can talk about the weather.
These
Well,
are the
I-
only two options.
The only two things.
You know, if
guys
we
wanna talk
combine
about other
them, I bet
things.
the Wolfman
Not
would
the
be okay in the weather
actual
right now.
thing that
because
you
he's
wanted to
got
talk
hair.
about at the start.
No,
Certainly
no,
not
this
that.
is
That is
the-
completely fair. I was gonna like get into
We've got
it.
to
and
This
talk
is
about
the
bullshit for at
real-
least 3 minutes.
Fantastic.
All right, yeah. Well, welcome back to the Seventh Star of the Right podcast. This is session 60. Woo. Awesome.
Woo!
Great energy going on right now. It's cold outside. I think it's drained all the energy from me at the very least. I don't think it's allowed to be below negative degrees Fahrenheit or below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just, it's illegal.
Fair enough. Arrest outside.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on trial.
Anyway, I can talk about the thing that I talked about before that we can talk about on air now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it.
Here we go.
Here I go,
I wait
talking
with
about
bated
it.
breath.
So there was we are friends, right?
Oh no!
Well-
this is a terrible way to start.
Awfully
this
presumptuous of you.
So you know, we sometimes meet as friends, and sometimes then also talk about the podcast. And there's been a sentiment. Well, I'm not going to name names, but everyone who thinks that perhaps I'm being a little too lenient in some of the stupid ass decisions that you guys sometimes make.
I believe one of the direct quotes were doing stupid shit and you should punish us for it.
Yeah, effectively. I like the stupid shit, but yeah, it would be nice for me to make moves every once in a while. But unfortunately, I like some of these characters and I don't want them to die outright for no apparent reason. So I struggle with that a little bit. Now, there is another RPG that we've occasionally ran, a small one by like 9th level games by the name of Mazes. Thing about Mazes is basically just a built-in one-shot that you do over and over again. It's not really a campaign-like setting. One of the really neat things about it, though, is every time that the party does one of several things. It's like when they first enter the darkness, when they are taking too long to do something, when they ignore danger, when they split the party. I think those are the major ones. There might be a couple other ones.
There
in
was
there.
definitely one where like ignoring plot hooks. I don't know if
Yes.
that's same
Yeah.
as ignoring the danger, but like, oh, a glowing light went that way, and we went, cool. And then we went off in a different direction.
Yeah, but basically every time the party does something along those lines, aka stupid shit, the MC, the maze controller, as it's called in that game, gains some kind of currency. It's called, I think, darkness. And the idea is that the MC can then spend darkness at a future turn, at a future time, to kind of make some bad shit happen. So I have some of these coins that I got from getting the Mazes Kickstarter. They got. I don't even know if this is going to show up on the.
Oh, it
It
will.
sure is.
It will.
It won't after it gets cut. But,
Yeah, unless it gets cut.
Philip just cuts it out because that noise.
And so I am gonna try this, and this is mostly going to be for me. But the fact that you might occasionally hear that that lovely tingy tangy noise, we'll see how those filters deal with the tingy tangy. That is me either adding or removing from that resource. Now, sometimes it would oftentimes be placed in front of you guys so you guys could see how much I had. But since I'm mainly using this as a metric for me to say, oh, they've done a lot of stupid shit and I haven't done anything back. So, back?
You sure haven't. Yeah.
I haven't done anything back. It's just going to be a way for me to tell me that I need to get and start being meaner to you guys. So that's what I'm going to do.
Cool.
And we'll see how it goes. Maybe I like it. Maybe I hate it. And I throw it out in a couple of sessions. We'll see. But that's one of the nice things about RPGs. You can add in rules here and there because it's just the four of us doing a thing. And then all of our audience members who sometimes listen to us.
all
You're
of
gonna
our
make
audience
the
members.
entire internet mad at you, Jeff.
I have to
You're
get
like,
the entire audience.
You're
I'm just gonna eventually by the end of this, I'm gonna homebrew my entire own system, and it's not
There
even
you
gonna be
go.
stars without number. It's gonna be something completely different. But anyway,
We've cornered a corner of the internet, and they're going to be pissed.
we're a cliche. What was it? A not a cliche.
Hold, please.
Wait,
What's it called?
Google this. What's going on?
It's not.
Joke
Hey,
loading.
Jeff, can we just take? What's going on?
I miswrote the script here. I said cliche. and
No,
that's not
no,
the
we
right
all know
word.
there's no script. What's on? What
is it?
Talk
what
to
are you
us.
trying to say?
It's like, what is like a niche?
There we go. All right,
Ah.
let's take it back from.
From the top there. Yeah, we're like a niche of maybe even another niche.
Mhm.
So it's a real several sections that we're slicing off there, and we've got a very thin piece of salami that we're left with that people might actually care
we're a
about.
salami.
Why are we salami?
Do you? All right, fine.
Welcome
Ham?
back to.
No. Salami's good. I like salami.
All right, we're a thin slice of
At
salami
least
I
it's not
guess.
bologna.
on the side of the RPGing hobby. Anyway, what do you guys remember from last session?
You want last session or you want the previous two sessions?
Just the last session.
Okay.
If you could, split them up in your mind, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can do that. It was just fair enough. Okay, so beginning of last session, Nona started off talking with an entity who was like kind of poking around in Wickliffe's, I guess, internet connected systems, roughly is the best way to describe it. Like all of the places have been built to be controlled by AIs. And so there's a bunch of machines and everything everywhere. And so I briefly had a conversation with an entity who was located elsewhere, but was able to kind of futz with the system. And we came up with a rudimentary way of communication that included spelling out things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't look too deep into that.
yeah,
There was a question mark in
I
there.
loved the question mark.
We don't have to worry about
I was
how that
debating
happened.
talking about that, and then I was like, no, but I
Just
really want
just
to.
let
That
it
was one of my
slide.
favorite parts. And then so we were where we were supposed to be, which was kind of the core, but it took us too long to get there. So the Firefangs outside decided to start fighting things, and they messed everything up because they're terrible at their jobs. And half of them got turned into those brainwashed zombie slave monster things, and are fighting each other. So we opened the doors, but now we have to go do their job for them as well, and go take over the rest of this tower. We are offered more money to do that because, to be frank, we don't like the Firefangs. So
It's like, we
whether
don't
or not
really
they're
care what's
slaves,
happening.
we do not care whether or not they have those weird helmets
Celine
on.
was all right with you.
Oh no, Pycleides, watch out.
Anyway, so then we discovered that we needed to go to the top of the tower. So we needed to go to an elevator somewhere. We chose to go to, I don't even remember what the significance of this choice was, but we decided to go the not magma way. I believe.
Right.
Not. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
remember we had options to
There
get
was
to an
There was
elevator
a foundry.
Yeah, and we went to the
that you
knot
guys have not even gone into
where the
yet.
molten metal is because that seemed scary, and also there was a lot of robots in there.
Yeah, there were some large load-bearing robots that were going along railways on the ceiling back and forth.
Yeah.
That I think Alex may have seen through the double doorways. Or no, I think
On
it
the
was
cameras.
on the
Monitors.
cameras. That's
Yep.
right.
Is it like that scene from Robots, the movie? There we go.
Yeah.
I found an even deeper niche.
Oh my god,
To
that
go
was
down.
a cool song.
Yeah, the Tom Waits, really great song. Anyway,
I think, no, not the only song in the movie. But anyway, so we did that. We headed for the elevator. Right outside the elevator was one of the Wickliffe people. Not Wickliffe, sorry. Restikov people,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Yes. I'm
And-
not sure if you got her name.
No,
We didn't,
we just
Well,
killed her.
I think.
Well,
She had
She's
an
dead
animated
now.
she
version.
has an ID on her if you search her body. So.
I'm
We might
Wait,
have done that.
It's
wait,
it's Elena
wait.
Restikov.
Hold up. I need to double check because I've been collecting driver's license. Like I stole Ernst's driver's license. So there's a good chance I took
Elena's as well.
Elena Restikov's
Yeah.
driver's license as well. I stopped. Okay. Yeah.
how much money did she have in her wallet?
I shouldn't have any.
None. You get none money because we weren't supposed to do that fight. We were supposed to do the better one.
The wage gap.
Oh no. Anyway, so we basically got credit or blame where credit or blame is due. Micah got tired of sneaking around and was just like, hello, this is me. We're going to fight you now. And then we had a fight.
In my defense, somehow I just thought she wasn't going to be a cyborg.
You know what? That's a strong defense. Your Honor.
Amazing.
I specifically described her as having very strange proportions, didn't
The-
I?
You
That's
said there was a
correct.
figure who was hunched over.
And also taller
And-
than.
Yeah, and also tall. No, it's not your fault. Don't worry, Jeff. You're great.
Like you did steal her power armor. That wasn't really hers. It was just there that she was working on.
That's right. To be fair, you could understand from a player perspective.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a person here and there's an empty suit of power armor directly next to them. I've played Fallout. I've watched people go
yeah.
and run and get in those things, and then all of a sudden the fight gets a lot harder.
Yeah, I understand the reasoning there. It was more just the, hey, we're here. We're gonna go through into that elevator, and she was like, no. And so you guys were like, I guess we fight then. And she was like, I guess
Okay.
we do.
Cool.
And you guys, she died.
She did die, yes.
We had like 5 guns. She had a sword, and she was like, "Nuh-uh, not this time."
She's like, you guys are so stupid. You're fucking dead.
"They don't even pay me to guard this place,
She
but you
died
can't come
halfway
in."
through her own fight. That's how lame she was.
That's true.
It was cool visuals, but like from a character perspective, that is the lamest. You don't
Yeah.
die in the middle of your own fight. That's just uncool.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
Eh.
Way to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that happened. That was a fight that happened. I was trying to do some interesting things. She had some cool abilities that allowed her to like cleave through people if she got hits, but I think she got like one attack off and just missed Nona.
Yeah.
So it was just like cool.
Neat.
Cool.
How about that?
But she's dead now.
Yeah. And we're in an elevator.
Alex killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was already dead.
Yeah.
Fair
that's
enough.
fair.
I finished phase 2.
Finished phase 2 of the fight. The Revenant wiring.
Yeah.
We've got just a big power armor that we can't really use now, so that's neat.
I
Yeah,
still
you
want to
can't
put it
really-
on
I
red.
don't know if you can actually even carry that with you.
Probably not.
Can I
I
carry
still
it
want to
with
put
me?
it on red.
What if I put it in my backpack?
Everybody take a piece.
Like a bag
We'll
of
spend
holding.
like 5 hours pulling this apart, and I'll remember how to put it back together. Don't worry.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't fit in a backpack, I don't think.
Like, I can just occupy my telekinesis
No.
to float it with us. No, it's
Does
fine.
that not take an action?
It does not take effort anymore because I got an upgrade for that.
But does not take an action to move it? That's what I was asking, because that would
Oh.
effectively be useless in a.
That's correct. If we're fighting something, I would probably
it
drop
down.
it. Yeah. But yes, it does take an action to move. That's true.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess like because it takes a month's time of training to even be able to drive this thing.
I would say it's good money, but we have a lot of money.
We'll leave it and we'll ask for it after we become owners of Wickliffe, I guess.
write
Like
a
that's what this
note
seems
on
to be
it.
leading up towards.
This belongs to the Phoenix crew.
At
Please
this
don't
point-
take.
We're like clearing the whole thing, which, squatters' rights.
So I'd have to look into this a little bit, but like the powered armor that I have, it's too encumbrance, which makes me think that you could just like fold it up and put it into your
It's the
backpack.
Iron Man
Sling it
briefcase
over your
all
shoulder.
over again.
Alex is like, okay, Claire, you take the hands and I'll grab the legs and then we'll just...
That doesn't.
Oh, God,
feel-
crabs falling from the
That
sky.
doesn't feel right. So I'm going to say probably not. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Like
we could look that up at
It's
another.
fine.
It
at
definitely
another time
seems
in the future.
like an unwieldy thing to carry, at least.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm still pro putting Red in it and letting him stumble around.
We'll remember next time.
Yeah.
Here
On
at Shink
seventh-
for our shenanigans
on
as a
seventh
badness
song.
token is added for putting Red in a
I mean, the thing
Metal
is
suit.
like, if he could get it basically to move, even if he couldn't fight, he wouldn't be able to die, which is the part I'm concerned about.
Oh,
Well,
of
the thing is,
course.
Red doesn't want to be put in a corner. No one puts Red in a corner.
Well, see, that's just the thing is like we put him in the suit. That would be like, you figured this out. It's going to be a great payoff.
If you want to have that conversation with him, you can. But knows his way around weapons and knows that he doesn't know how to do that.
Look, if we can just freeze them in carbonite for like the rest of the thing,
And then just carry him with us.
we'll
Also
unfreeze him. He'll be
next to-
briefly blind. That's canon.
Oh God. Okay, are we leaving it then? Is
Sure.
that the plan?
So yeah, there are a few.
Okay.
You
Yeah, I spoke with somebody. We got her exact coordinates out in the wasteland. She told me to come alone. We have established that we are probably sisters, although she did fail the last name check,
Mhm.
which is fair enough because I was trying to save. Given that we were communicating via vibrating various things on floors or turning them on or whatever, I was trying to like that thing where you like try and preserve your text, like the number of characters in there. You're like, I gotta send this in as short of a phrase as possible.
Mhm.
So we were doing that a little bit.
They charge 50 cents a text message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you were eventually chased away by a presence that was coming from the top and all of that. Yeah. I wanted to make sure we got all of that like sort of
Yep.
laid out. Yeah. We ended the scene with you standing over Elena Restikov. There are a few Wickliffe employees, going back and forth, milling about. I think they were loading a truck with various ingots and various like machined metals. There was the workspace off in the corner that you had a brief look at before you yoinked the power armor and got into the fight.
Yep.
Yeah, on the slab there was one color that was getting assembled. There was another color that I think you guys took care of. The assault suit as well, and there was some kind of toolkit that she was working with. Let me see if there's anything else in here.
does it look like my current pre-tech toolkit?
Yeah.
Cool.
And so there was the doors that you came through, a set of heavy double doors with a window pane, red hot glow coming from the small pane. A large opening with a rail system attached to the ceiling runs through the wall above the door, as well as a large freight elevator that leads to the main elevator system, and has messages about the cloud levels. So you guys are here now. There's nothing actively pursuing you, but you are on a bit of a time crunch. You were effectively given instructions by Aletta to go and destroy this machine or whatever device is using to control the minds of the Fire Fangs, or a part of the Fire Fangs. And she mentioned that she'd give you more money. I think she originally put it at like 50% more, and then Alex was like, we'll negotiate this later. But yeah, so you have been given this directive. You have this elevator in front of you. What do you guys do now?
I guess we leave a note on the power armor that just says property of the Phoenix crew, and then we leave it.
Donut steal.
Donut steal, exactly.
Everybody's still up, right? Like we're okay. We just did thing. Micah, do you want the sword? Nona, do you want the sword? Does anyone want the sword?
I do not. Need
It's
the
sick
sword.
as hell that I can't use this.
Great.
Wait, Red does melee, doesn't he?
He does. This is a pretty big sword. He'll say,
For a pretty big dude.
yeah, it's a pretty big sword. It seemed like she was able to wield it because she had those really long limbs. I'm not entirely sure I'd be able to, swing that around with as much.
Believe in your anime side.
Yeah,
Jeff, how heavy is this?
it's a large weapon.
So just like one encumbrance?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold
yeah,
on.
we gotta check.
I actually have to.
They
check
might
that.
actually be two.
Large advanced.
Because even if I can't use it, I will keep this as a trophy.
Oh, nice.
Large advanced melee weapons are an encumbrance level of, and I quote,
Oh god.
2.
Cool.
Two.
Two.
Okay. Hey, Nona, do you want to hold a couple things?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't actually have that much room to hold stuff, but I can try.
This
Cool.
is not going to fit in the backpack. You can strap it to your back or something like that. Like she had a sheath on her hip that you could probably fashion, as long as you can hold it.
I'll do that. Okay. Do you want to hold on to my knife and my laser pistol?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, bestie.
Knife and why are you carrying around a laser pistol?
Just in case, I don't know. I really don't know. For
Okay.
backup in case things went very
I thought you
badly.
left out on the ship.
It's one of those like where anyone ever like needs to pat Micah down, they will find a weapon and not know that she herself is the weapon.
Mhm. It's-
Yeah, but like that's really bad on
I was
this
holding it for a
planet.
friend.
Like you cannot
yeah, honestly, I forgot
fire a laser
I had
pistol
this.
at things.
I just
You can
left
fire
this
a
in,
laser
like,
I'm
pistol at
guessing
some
this is
things.
2.
Hmm?
2 encumbrance.
between those two things, it's 2.
Yeah, okay, so
encumbrance.
I'm maxed out. I can't carry anything else
Okay.
for anybody anymore.
Does this elevator also have the little black box on the console?
It does.
Okay. Are we just going to call this, or do we need anything with the thing, the box? We all set?
I think we're all set.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, let's call it
Cool.
All right.
going up.
Yeah. Going up. And so who's the one who's going to the console?
I will.
Okay. So Nona, you notice that very similarly to the elevator system that came from the mines into the mining hub, this has just a long laundry list of levels that you could theoretically go to. There is access to, it seems to be split up into some tiers. There's some of the lower levels that seem to deal more with, the mining and manufacturing processes. And then there's some higher parts that seem to deal with like the higher levels of manufacturing, like combining different components. And then there's the top levels, which seems to have like the administrative suite and so on and so forth. And it's referred to as the cloud levels. You've been directed towards, and when you were additionally, you were directed towards the highest level, and then additionally, when you were in the heart of this mega structure, you noticed that it was only the top level that you
Yep.
couldn't access. So
Yep.
I assume you pressed that
We
button.
go there.
Yeah, all right. Cool. Awesome. It takes a while. This is a mega structure for a reason. This reaches thousands, if not tens of thousands of feet into the sky.
Does it
Yes.
take 15 minutes?
Um,
Do I have time to sit in the corner and add an HP to one of my robots?
How many times do we hear the girl from Ipanema?
I don't think it would take 15 minutes.
Okay.
I think it would take less than 15 minutes.
Cool.
Probably, but somewhere between like 5 and 10. Unfortunately, it's not super.
worst
I'll give
time.
you an.
It takes 14 minutes.
You reach the top, and you're like, no, wait, hold on.
Oh, please, oh God.
As you vigorously like wrench something into place.
Amazing. Thank you.
So
Red, don't look. Red, close your eyes.
it's
No,
just
I'm killing one of my robots. I'm
Oh,
not
I
healing
see.
me.
Okay.
I'm
Why do I-
fine. I
why
don't
do I
think
need
I've
to close my
been hit
eyes?
yet.
I'm going to pee.
Why didn't you go before we left?
You know, sometimes you just get in an elevator, you like leave a place that has a bathroom, and you're like, oh no.
And so you guys start to head higher and higher. And actually, as you reach a certain height, there is a window pane that you can use to actually look out onto the rest of the facility. And you start out pretty low and you see like the fighting that's happening. As mentioned before, the Firefangs do seem to be taking some pretty heavy losses, but they are making some incremental progress. There's not only like the Firefangs themselves who are being mind controlled by this various headwear. There's also swarms of these compliance headwears that are engulfing people. The color robots that are cutting through parts of the offensive, as well as some Wickliffe employees that appear to be not necessarily as much deterrent as just obstacles to get around. But there's a slow progression, but it is a bit of mayhem outside. And as you pull your way up higher and higher and higher, you start to see a better view of the entire fighting. And there's additionally some air support that is going back and forth. There's still some bombardments happening on various parts of the wall. Just, it's a war scene. One thing that you do notice is that you guys have been going through this cave system for long enough now, though, that the sky has started to brighten up a little bit. It is dawn, but not necessarily where you can see the sun just yet. And eventually, after about 15 minutes worth of waiting, you reach the top level. There was like a gradual change in the view of these various floors. And as you step out of this the elevator, you find yourself in the middle of an open but cluttered room. The floors are this pristine reflective stone, but there are stacks of machinery and circuitry that seem to be leaking oil and some other fluids that are just strewn about, stacked on top of one another, almost as if this is acting as some kind of warehouse. The walls of the room are these double-paned windows that allow the inhabitants to oversee the entire megastructure. And directly in front of you, as you step out of the elevator, is a mess of wires, pipes, and scaffolding, making what appears to be some kind of demented throne, but protected by these large, thick armor panels and bulletproof glass. On this throne sits a man. Wires and pipes connect to the back of his head and his shoulders. And he appears to be in some kind of trance with his eyelids fluttering. A couple of other things that you notice in this room. There are 3 thick cables that run from the sealed throne along the ground to switches to your immediate left, right, and additionally on the wall behind you. Behind the throne, but still in its protective, massive shell, is what appears to be some kind of modified console with lights flickering. And additionally, behind this scene in front of you and this throne behind the throne in front of you is a set of large glass double doors that lead to a balcony that seem to be decorated with various types of vegetation, trees, bushes, and flowers. You look around the room and you don't immediately see anything else.
This person hasn't reacted at all?
No, they appear to be very involved with what they're doing. In fact, they're looking towards you right now, but there's no like recognition of something. They appear to be looking like very inwardly right now. Their eyes kind of rolled back into their head and their eyelids fluttering occasionally.
Okay, so we laid out a lot of things here, and I'm not that fast of a typer. So here's
feel
what
free
I've
to
got.
ask some questions.
I've got throne, dude on it, dude connected to a bunch of wires. Behind that, there's a console. That entire thing is encased in presumably bulletproof glass.
Yep.
And then there were switches somewhere, and then also we've got a garden.
Yes. So
Did I get most of that?
you did get all
Okay.
of those components.
Where
So
are the switches?
there's switches on the right wall, on the left wall, and behind you. And there's these thick cables that come from this protective shell almost to those switches. And then this garden is a balcony that is behind the throne itself through the windows.
Could you remind me? So Nona definitely did not tell us yet about the experience with the other force that she
Not
was
yet.
communicating with, but she did tell us about
yes,
the kind of tug of war, whatever was happening within the facility.
yes. I
Okay.
shared the fact that Wilhelm Restikov is at the top of the thing.
Right.
To which we said, "Great, that's not our problem," and then it immediately became our problem.
Right.
You're getting compensated quite well for it.
We'll see. We'll see how many robots I lose in this fight. Then we'll talk about compensation.
How expensive are those robots?
I don't know.
They're probably only like 1,000 credits each, ish, somewhere around that. I guess the pre-tech ones probably are.
Yeah, the pre-tech ones are
Nicer.
good. I
Anyway,
like them.
this is what you guys see.
Cool.
Alex kind of freezes for a second when he realizes that the person's facing this way, but with no recognition from the other side. Alex kind of looks around at Micah and Nona and holds up two fingers and does a little scissors motion, questioning.
I'm gonna tilt my head. What?
What are you
He draws a wire and then does a scissor motion again.
I think Alex wants us to cut the wires.
Okay. Those are pretty big cables. They're pretty big cables, right?
They are pretty big cables, yes.
And
But we've got a pretty big sword now.
That's true.
You have to be able to swing it pretty fast in order to cut through the cables.
You didn't.
You probably want more of a chainsaw than just a big sword.
You didn't describe any doors going into where he is, right? But the cables go out of his little cocoon.
Yeah, so he's got a little cocoon, right? A little technological cocoon that is protecting him, you would assume. And then plugged into that cocoon are these massive wires that run to these separate walls.
Okay.
Sure, I guess.
Fan out and
Nona's looking for the mind control thingy.
So
We were, from what I recall, we were aware it was a big thing. It's probably here somewhere.
your best guess right now is it is that modified console that is sitting in the protective cocoon along with him.
And the switches were in the cocoon or outside?
The switches are on the walls outside,
Okay.
on the walls of this room.
Yep.
Sorry if I was not
With the no,
clear.
that's what I was imagining. I just wanted to check.
right.
Maybe we just try flipping the switches first.
Let's do it.
Well,
Okay.
Let's one break up the group and one goes one way and one goes the other way. There's two switches, right?
There's
There
three.
are three
There's
switches.
three
And there's three of us. What a coincidence.
Oh, there's five of us
and
and two robots.
nobody else.
That's true. I could have the robots flip the switches if you want.
Let's do three groups. Which one's the furthest? Is there like a switch that's closest to the person?
Sounded
It would
equidistant.
probably either be the left or the right one, or about the same distance, whereas the one behind you guys So the elevator actually came out into the middle of this room.
Oh, funky.
Sorry if I
Oh.
wasn't explicitly clear
Got
about
it.
that.
So it's like a tube.
Yeah. And so around the back of you guys is probably the one that's the farthest away.
Yeah.
Left and right are probably equidistant.
Yeah, because I want to split up. Each of us will go towards a switch, and we want to send Alex would want to send the stealthiest people to the switch that's closest to the guy.
Okay. What groups should we go in? I'm happy to take one of the left or right ones.
I'm thinking Red and the robots go to the far back one.
Oh, you mean the one behind us, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I can do that too.
And then we split.
Even.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go left.
Okay. Let's send Claire with Micah, and Alex will go with Nona.
Sounds great.
So this is it's quite a large room, so you can't necessarily whisper to the other groups right now.
I mean, we could use Claire.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You pointed this out to us earlier, so I'm trying to proactively remember that for you.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
You do have an NPC that has telepathy.
Yeah,
That
I mean, we
isn't-
got to do the
Yeah.
relay system kind of thing, but I think we've done that a couple of times now, so we should hopefully be.
All right, so each of you guys head to one of these various switches. They're quite large. It does seem like it would take a little bit of effort. It's not just like a regular light switch that you can just flick back and forth. Like you need to put your whole hand on this lever and pull it. That's what you each see as you approach. And Claire will speak out to Alex and say, "Oh, okay, should we just flip one then and see what happens?" Or
Let's do everyone.
She turns to Micah and she says, "I think he's just thinking shrug at me." I didn't actually get any words.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a
I
shrug.
don't know what the fuck this does.
He doesn't know what the fuck this does.
Let's do 3.
This was his idea.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Alex,
you
is that
wanna-
you?
You can't do
You're
that.
coming- you're coming in
You
patchy.
can't do this.
Oh,
Not yet.
No, it's
I
That's an
just-
ability I get later.
Well, hurry up and get it.
ability to
Damn
do
it, I'm
conference
being
calls?
left out of this conversation.
Okay.
right. Let's have Claire and Micah do theirs first, and then we'll do.
Oh,
Alex
I want to do
and-
all 3. I want to do 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think all 3 make sense.
Okay.
Claire's count.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
We do that.
And you guys all flip it pretty close to one another. And you just hear, you didn't notice it before, but there was just a hum that must have been going on. And as you turn this off, that hum just makes everything go immediately quiet. And you look to the center of the room, or a little bit farther back, the throne, and you hear almost like that there is a decompressioning happening. And as this protective shell starts to open a little bit by a little bit, you hear the elevator start to move. And without much time to, immediately, what do you guys want to do? You hear the elevator moving. So you notice this shell is starting to open. It's not just explodes open.
Mhm.
It is slowly opening, but you are hearing this elevator approaching now. What do you guys immediately want to do?
There's an elevator approaching, and our elevator is also there, or did our elevator leave?
Your elevator left.
Okay.
The new elevator. There's multiple cars in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex points his gun at the elevator doors.
Okay. All right.
I think Nona wants to start moving around the edge of the room, with the goal being to kind of get behind the throne and get to the console.
Okay. So Alex is staying still.
Yep.
Nona's circling around the back of the throne.
Micah's approaching where it looks like the shell is opening up, and I'm going to point my gun toward the guy.
Excellent.
So,
You distract him. I'll go hack shit.
all right, cool. And so as you all are doing this, Red kind of being caught in the middle of everything, but also behind the elevator, tells the robots to sort of flank on one side, and he starts to flank on the other, ready to open fire on anything that might come out. And sorry, that was a bad noise. Let me try that again. Ding ding.
Perfect.
And it slides open, and Nona probably has the best view of this right now, but it is several fire fang guards, but they have that distinctive headwear on their head right now, with these metallic things on their head with the sort of visors covering up their eyes, and they start to fan out into the room.
Alex opens fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna need everyone.
Like that's...
I'm gonna need everyone to roll for initiative.
Yep.
It's like that scene from
Robots.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Ding dong. And just mayhem.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do these. So 7 and above. And we got 7 and above. Micah?
8.
All right. Then 4 through 6.
I have 5.
5 for Alex. Okay. All right. And then 2 through 4.
I have a 3.
3. Okie doke. We are set up and good to go. Red also is already taking a couple of hits.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sore. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little sore.
Yeah, it's been the whole day.
Been a hot second.
I have not been hit yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So Firefang infantry, you notice that they have not great armor, but they're armored. They are wielding combat rifle, and as you're always aware with Ursum, you have to be aware of their claws if they get up close to you, although the combat rifle is probably stronger in that respect. But if they're unarmed, they can still hit you. They can still do damage. And so we can explain kind of what we have in front of us. We have the purple pawn, which is sitting on a little hex that I've colored colored blue. This is the shell. This is the one thing that is continuing to open. It will open round by round. The person within it, I'll let you know if they start doing anything, but right now they don't appear to be cognizant of what is happening around them. We have on the left side, we have Micah and Claire, who are standing just next to the switch. We have Alex on the right side doing the same thing. We have Nona, who has started to already try to flank the person who is sitting within this cocoon. We have in the center of the room almost at this point 4 white pawns, which are our Firefang infantry. And then on flanking them almost immediately is Red and the robots. Red and which one's yellow?
2.
Red and 2, and then
1
pawn
and 4.
4. Wonderful.
Because 3's dead.
3 is dead. And so this is what we open up at. They immediately start running into the room, and everyone has rolled for initiative. Micah, however, has rolled the best initiative.
Amazing.
Micah, what do you want to do? Also, I didn't mention, there are also these stacks of machinery and circuitry that are also like spilling out like various liquids and fuel, not fuel, like oil, like mechanical oil onto the battlefield. Not like enough that you're worried that you'll slip, but just enough for flavor. And so
Stinky.
these, if you were pressed up against them, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra defense cover, unless someone has like a line of sight to you that does not sort of pass through that. But everyone can kind of see everything except for the walls of the elevator, which do block sight. Does that all make sense?
Yeah. So this machinery, it's like we're able to see pretty effectively over it, unless someone was like actively hiding right behind one of these like blobs.
That's correct.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah. You should be able to see most people.
They have to be
Unless
like
they're, like-
using it as cover in order for it to act as cover is roughly what I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like video
basically.
game rules.
They need to go up against it effectively in order to be using it as cover.
Yeah. That's while like everyone is standing, right? If someone was crouching or maybe on the ground, that would be maybe harder for them to shoot around it.
That is correct. If someone was prone behind these things,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't be able to see them.
Would they be able to see me?
No, they would not be able to see you.
I'd like to use slip field.
Yeah, I figured as much. Keep in mind that this is the scale that we're
Yep,
working at.
I know. So would you say?
I think you'd only be able.
Could I hit 3?
Is it the radius? Is the radius 10 meters? Or is
The
10
diameter is 10 meters. Would you say only 2 or 3 out of those 4?
I'd give you 3 out of 4.
All right, I'd like to do it.
Do you want to do these 3, or these 3? Actually, I think these 3 might just based off of how I've placed them.
The way you've
Have
laid
you
it
put
out,
them
there's only
down?
the choice. So yeah, the ones where it'll hit 3 of them.
All right, and this is just a saving throw for
This is
them,
an
right?
evasion saving throw for them.
Okay. They don't have great saves. Fail.
Play the Hanna-Barbera bongos.
Fail.
Yay.
Is it? Boom. Yeah. So 3 of those guys just immediately fall down. Remind me again what they can do.
So it's while they're in this zone, which maybe we can sketch out on our whiteboard here. They can't stand up; they're prone and moving, and they can't move more than 1 meter using their move action while they're inside this zone. So to get 3 of them knocked down, they're all sort of each at the edge. None of them is especially close to the center of the zone that I laid out.
Yeah.
But they are knocked down for now, which is what I was trying to do, is just like give everyone a little bit more cover, probably from them, since they'll have more issues shooting around the bits of cover that we have.
I made little marks to let me know that they're down. I will definitely have to ask you again for that when their turn comes up. In fact, one of their turns have come up, so they can get up. They can kind of crawl out of it, right? And that basically be their turn.
They can move 1 meter and not more on their turn, and they can't stand up until they leave the zone.
Okay. Would you say that it seems reasonable to me that most of these guys would only take 1 movement in order to get out of the zone then, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay. So this guy's going to crawl out.
So I was intending to kind of like get behind the cover that's kind of right here with my movement, if that's all right.
That works.
Cool.
And then it is Red's go. Red is going to... Yeah, he's going to go up against this cover. It's not going to give him much cover yet, but he'll circle around when he has more movement. And he's going to take a shot at the one that's not been downed because he actually has a good view of him. He rolled a nat 20.
Amazing.
Yay,
Go
Red.
Red.
He's not dying anytime soon.
Not on my watch.
Oof.
Get him in the
what
power
is-
armor.
Hold on. I need to pull up his stats so I know how much damage he rolls.
I got you.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
He has +1 of damage, and he does 2d6 + 2. He has a mag pistol.
Man, that's pretty good. So you said 2d6 + 2, right? And then plus another 1 to
Yeah.
damage?
Yep.
That's a total of 12 damage.
Nice.
Good job, Red.
Good job, Red. He hits this fire fang directly in the chest. I guess we could have specified that he might want to try and shoot not to kill these guys, but I'm going to say this first shot, he's just trying to down him. He can think about the ethics of this later. And
A fate worse than death.
yeah. This
Having to
guy
think
has
about
taken
ethics.
quite a bit of hurt, but he is not dead yet. Alex, it's now your go.
All right, I'm going to move behind here, and I'm also going to fire at the one that is standing. That man who is standing.
That man who's standing. He's still standing.
That sentient
being
bear with history and loved ones. I am going to kill. That's a nat one.
You thought you were going to kill, but your heart and your dice just weren't in it.
You got it.
Yeah, and you've already moved to behind cover compared to the group.
And now
that's
I
come out of
cover.
the elevator. All righty then. Let's see what we've got next. We've got 2. Who's next? And he's going to crawl out as well. And we got Claire. She's not in a great place right now. She's actually like about 20 meters from cover anywhere. And I don't think she would want to. She does have the Force Pavis. So she actually has a pretty decent AC. But
That's right. We gave her the fancy shield.
yeah, she has like a 17 AC right now.
Cool.
But I think she's going to play it safe, learning from Alex, and she's going to double move to behind the same barricade that kind of Red is behind there. Now it's 4's go. He crawls. They all crawl.
You have to be very careful. That's bear number 4,
I know. Sorry. Bear number 4.
as opposed to 4, the robot.
Yes.
Robot number 4.
I should have given these guys names, but they're nameless. And it's now Nona's turn, and all of the robots rain fire down on these hapless souls.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have the robots go first, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all going to yellow there, which is number 2, is going to follow sort of Red behind the cover.
Mm-hmm.
If he can do that, because the order was basically flank and shoot at things, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So we're going to keep moving sideways to get behind cover, and then we're going to shoot at things.
Okay. I don't think 4 and Juan,
Yeah.
I think both they're already basically behind cover and can fire on things.
Okay.
2?
Yep.
Yeah. 2 is, I think, would require 2 movements in order to get to
You
some
move part
kind
of the
cover.
way and then just shoot.
Okay.
He's not going to do a double move after.
To do that.
Yep.
And then you think these guys are just going to stay put?
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, because I guess they could try and move, but I don't think that space is 10 meters.
Cool.
So I assume yellow, which is 2,
Yep.
will fire at the one that Red already hit,
That is correct.
and then tell me who Juan and 4 hit as well.
By default, they go for the one closest to them because all of
good.
those bears are in the same
Sounds fair.
chance of hitting.
They
yeah?
are prone right now, so I think
Okay.
they get a bonus.
Yes,
right?
they do.
Like a +4
As long
or
as they're
something.
all prone. I
It's
thought it's
well,
plus
sorry for
2.
who are prone.
They just crawled out. They're still prone. Aren't
Oh, they haven't stood up. Yeah, that's right. So
Incoming
it's,
ranged attacks take -2 to hit a prone target.
Okay, so
Yep.
basically you have 2 more AC.
Cool.
Do you want you do the -2 onto your roll?
Yeah, I can do
rather
that.
than adding my AC,
I can
adding
do
2
that.
to the AC, so I don't accidentally give them 4.
Okay. Number 2, which is the yellow one, rolls a 5. That's no good.
Nope.
And then Juan rolls a 9 total, and Pre-Tech Leader Bot gets an 8.
Okay, all those miss.
Cool.
Nona.
All right. Nona's going to move twice, I believe, in the direction of the console.
Okay, you understand that the console is basically right next to
To the guy. That is correct.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That seems about right. Nona was starting like 50 or so meters away, so she's making a run for it.
That was my thought.
It's now One's turn. One getting fire from the side coming from Red, and the yellow bot, which is 2, is going to move slightly behind cover here. And then he's going to take a shot at the Rubit. No. He rolled a 5. So that was fun. And so the first round of combat, immediately you guys start firing onto the center of mass, causing 3 of them to slip and effectively have to skip their turns. This armored cocoon is slowly starting to open a little bit more. Not enough that you'd be able to hit the person inside it, but enough that you can start to see the gaps within and the seams within the armor. But we're back at the top of the round. Micah, What are you going to do?
I should also clarify if it makes any difference. Nona is trying to be a little bit stealthy here. I don't know if it matters at all, but sneaking up behind the guy in the
Understood.
cocoon. Cool.
Doesn't matter right now.
Perfect.
If it will, I will make you roll for it.
Sounds great.
Micah.
So there's sort of 1.5 pieces of cover between where I am and where the bears are. The one who, number one, I guess, who just moved. Do I have a shot at them, or have they like taken cover?
They haven't taken cover because they're still down on the ground, but they're down on the ground close enough, I think, to at least the one closest to you. I think the two farther ones you might be able to see just fine.
Sorry, I meant the standing one, the remaining one who just moved and shot.
Oh, he's taking cover, so you'd be firing on him with partial cover, which I think is like a -2 to hit or something, or he gets a +2 to AC. I can't remember. Someone look at the rules.
I'm working on it.
Okay. Let's see. If I move over to this side, do I get a better look or not really?
No, he's basically pressed up against it. Any like you'd have to basically be it's not going to make much sense on radio, but on this like line, like you need to not be able to draw a line through this piece of machinery that he is hiding behind.
All right. Well, with most of them still kind of stumbling and trying to get up, I think I'm going to do a dash double move to get closer and at least approach toward that piece of cover where the standing one is.
Sounds reasonable. All right. It's now 3's go. Sorry, not 3. My bear 3.
Yeah, just call him bear 3.
He doesn't have a good shot on anyone.
Cool.
But he's going to take a little bit of cover behind on the side of the elevator here. And as he is doing that, he's going to focus fire on one of... Who took a shot at him? I guess they both took a shot at him.
And they both missed.
All right, he's going to take a shot at Orange.
Just to clarify,
4.
Because you said they hadn't stood up last round, right?
Oh, so yeah, he would just stand up
takes
and then
their
fire.
whole move
Thank
action.
you. You're right.
Orange is Juan. They're in rainbow order.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter too much. He'd still get the same like 2 hit. But do you want to take the 2 AC on? Just add 2 AC to your thing right now. I think that's the best way to do it. That's 16 to hit.
That with the cover that does not hit. Yeah.
You have an AC of 15 without cover?
That's what the stats that you gave me said.
No.
How dare you use my
How
mechanics
dare you
against
use
me?
my own stats against me? It's now Red's turn. He's going to continue to circle around this to get a little bit more cover and is going to fire probably on still the prone one. So they do get, it's a -4 to hit, but on bear number 2, he's not hit. You got an 8. And then it is Alex's turn.
I'm gonna fire again at. I think that's bear 1. That's been.
And you can see him just fine because you're behind him.
I am. 14 a hit.
14 does hit.
Oh, nice. Get him.
Take his money. Good. Take his money.
11 damage.
So, Mike, as you start to run forward, you see this one pop back up, and you almost feel your heart drop momentarily until, bang, you hear a shot ring out, and he slumps over on the machine, and you just see Alex from a couple tens of meters away just wave as Bear 1 down.
Goodbye, Bear 1.
Good night, Bear 1. It's now Bear's 2's turn. He's gonna stand up, and having just seen Bear 1 just absolutely get, I guess they don't have a ton of information going through their heads because they're mind controlled right now. So he's just gonna take a shot on the open shot that he has on 2, because 2's just standing there in the middle. Nope. I roll rocks for the NPCs that you guys have. I've rolled like 5, 4, 6. Wonderful.
It's hard when you're a bear being controlled by a crab.
Does a 6 hit?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we asked that.
I forget who we're shooting at, but the answer is no regardless.
I think it was 2.
I see, yes.
Claire's go now. Claire's also going to continue to circle around, basically standing shoulder to shoulder with Red now, and is going to take a shot at the one that just went.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm rolling bad today. That was a 7 to hit. Alrighty then. Moving right along. 4's turn. Not 4.
Bear 4.
Bear 4. Bear
4.
Bear 4.
Bear 4.
So here's the thing, Nona. You're trying to be sneaky on this guy, but I don't see how this bear would not see you just completely out in the open.
No, I think that's fine. I'm not I was considering laying down behind that smaller thing, but I'm not laying down, not doing any of that stuff. I'm just moving. He's welcome to shoot at me.
Have you
Fair enough.
considered crab helmet?
I was kind of hoping that with everybody else shooting at these people, I would be less of a target, but I'm all right with this.
Yeah, so like they're kind of surrounded on all sides right now.
Yep.
And
That's how flanking works.
they're just trying to take shots at people that they can take shots at.
Works
And
for me.
you are the
Only
person.
one not undercover.
I guess they could theoretically shoot at Micah.
Don't worry about it.
But you are closer, so I think it makes sense. But it doesn't matter anyway. Does a 10 hit?
No, it does not.
Wonderful. Awesome. Love it. No, it's now your go.
All right. I think I have to double movement again in order to get closer up to that thing. Yes.
Yeah, and I think you're like one movement away from it now.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Does that
Yeah,
work?
yeah, I think
and we'll
that
just count that
works.
as one movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I would like to be.
your Rubits.
Am I behind it enough to get cover from some of the bears or no?
You'd have to be up against it.
Fair enough. Okay. So
But
also,
when you do get up against it, yes.
for what it is worth, I looked it up and half cover is -2, complete cover is -4.
Okay, so it's always on the to hit.
Yeah.
All right, and so Nona, it is now your your robots
All right, let's
haven't
go.
fired yet.
Okay. So yellow
All of them,
moves
I think, have stood up at this point.
closer
So-
to the yellow moves closer to the cover. I don't know if all 3 people can fit behind that cover.
Yeah, so I wasn't
But it
going to
doesn't super
give.
matter.
Red was in that position before, and I wasn't giving him full
Okay,
cover.
that
But
works.
as they kind of rotate around, I think.
And then all 3 fire kind of on the same targets that they did last time.
Okay, I don't think one exists anymore. So you're
Oh,
probably
that's
gonna
fair.
fire
In
it
that case, whichever
at
one's
2.
closest to
Yeah,
him.
bear number 2.
Bear number 2. Got
Bear
it.
number 2 and bear number 3. They're under fire right now.
That they are. Let's see if we can do something useful.
Oh, you roll a d20 for each one of them, huh? You don't roll a d20 3 times.
No, because my D20s are also color coordinated, so I can tell who's
Nice.
who. Okay,
Impeccable.
Juan
That'd be the smart way
rolled
to do
a 16 to hit. Doesn't add anything to that.
16 to hit for Juan.
Yeah.
16 hits.
Okay. So he's going to do 2d6 plus 2 damage. Ooh, very nice. That is 12 damage.
12 damage.
And I will remove.
Takes a good shot to the chest. Doesn't do anything. Appears to be bloodied, but is still up.
Yep.
Anyone else?
Oh wait, that wasn't Juan. That was yellow. My bad.
Okay, so that was on 2.
That was on
bear
yeah.
number 2.
Bear number 2. My apologies.
It's okay.
Okay, so that's that one.
I can erase.
Juan
I have an eraser.
misses most likely. That is an 8 to hit.
8 does not hit.
And the black pawn gets a 14 to hit.
14 does hit.
Okay, cool.
So that's 4, right?
That is 4 damage.
That was not very, very effective.
No, I forget. I need to look up how burst mode works because you need to start firing in burst mode.
Burst mode consumes 3 rounds of ammo, and you get like +2 to hit and like +2 damage as well, I think.
Yep. That looks right. We'll do that next time.
Yeah, let me just quickly verify that. Burst mode +2 to bonus to hit and damage against the target.
Go.
Yep. I hope you guys are keeping track of your ammo
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
because this one might go a little long.
Yeah, so our current house rules are if you run out of ammo in a fight, you then have to spend that action reloading, but we're not doing you have to buy bullets. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have
Just
to take I think it's. Yeah, I think there's a specific action to reload or something,
Mm-hmm.
which I think takes an action. And again, There's one bear down. The rest of them are taking a lot of heavy fire right now. They've finally been able to stand up and take a couple of shots themselves, but they're not really able to take cover yet. And even if they did, they'd be surrounded on all sides. Someone would be able to hit them. But as the end of the round passes, the crack opens just a little bit more. And Nona, you can actually start to see like skin. He's still quite defended. I wouldn't call it like, I probably would call it total cover.
Okay.
So it would be a -4 to hit, but you could fire in
If I
there
was going to shoot at him.
if you wanted to shoot at him. Yes.
Okay. I'll wait for my turn and then ask other questions.
At the start of the round again, it goes back to Micah, who was last seen running towards cover.
Yeah, so I'm kind of out in the middle of things right now. I'm going to move the rest of the way up to this batch of machinery.
I think it's just one movement. Yeah.
And so can I shoot now at the one who's kind of closest to me on the other side, or would they have partial cover for that?
Well, they're standing up and they're not up against it. So
Okay.
You can just see them.
Great. I will take my shot then. That's 21 to hit.
21 does hit. Does 21 hit?
It's polite to ask. 11 damage.
Okay. And so this one had just gotten tagged by Juan and also falls over. Dead. But now it's Three's go, who just took a couple of shots from these robots. He's going to move towards them, hoping to shield himself from the contingent that is Red, Claire, Micah, and Red. He's taking cover from
Especially
elevator.
Red.
Especially the red.
That red.
And he's going to... Which one of the robots looks rattier, Kirsten?
Almost definitely the orange one.
He's going to shoot at the orange one then.
Not Juan.
Yep, Juan.
That's like the third 5 that I've rolled.
So the sad part here is that this is an audio medium, so you cannot see the beautiful faces that Jeff is making.
This is some bullshit.
Jeff, would you like to use my backup dice?
No. I'm going to switch out. This purple die is going in timeout. I'm going to use my blue die now.
Oh, no.
Here.
All right, Red, it's now your go. Red, I'm going to roll the purple die for Red.
Oh, I see. Watch it go good.
This is how I tip the scale.
Watch it go good. Come on.
No, that was a 3.
Damn.
Wow.
3 on the die.
All right.
That die sucks. All right, Alex, it's now your go. You can see both of them pretty well.
I'm going to take a shot at this guy, the one that shot at Nona before.
Yeah, number 4 hasn't taken any damage yet.
All right, let's do that one. 17 a hit.
17 does hit.
Okay, just got to stand it up on the 20.
Alex is finding his stride.
Yep.
Here I go, murdering.
12 damage.
All right. That is that. And now it is Claire's turn, who will fire on the same person because it's the only one that she can actually see well. And guess what I'm rolling now? For purple. She rolls a 2. There we go. Purple for good NPCs, blue for bad NPCs. There we go. This is how I game the system.
Unbiased.
I've given you these
Dungeon
NPCs.
mastering.
If they're shit,
You gave me loaded dice.
Gave me loaded dice.
It's now 4's go. 4 is like completely and utterly surrounded. He's basically the only one left in the center. Everyone has a shot on him, and he can't really take cover anywhere.
That is correct.
He's kind of just a dead man.
I mean, he probably wants to take cover from something.
Yeah. The thing is, he can't take cover and then also shoot at, like, other than maybe Nona.
Back into the elevator. I'm sorry, wrong floor.
This was a mistake.
This isn't the lobby.
I think he's going to take a page out of number 3's playbook and move towards the robots and just try and thin out the crowd a little bit. Also firing at the more ratty one.
Cool.
Oh, that's not going to do it because you got a -2, right?
Yep.
Because he's firing on that. So that's a 11 to hit.
No.
It was better. It was a good try.
You have to keep the blue one far away from the purple one.
Oh, that is the bad vibes.
Oh,
All right,
well.
I'm gonna keep that one over there
There you go.
next to my water. All right, cool. No, it's now your go.
So how wide is the crack in this thing? Do you think I could get a hand in there? Do you think I could get a cable in there? Any sort of thing like that? Or are we talking just a little tiny crack?
So, I want you to understand that this is like there's quite a lot of space in there. It's not like he is closed in and it's claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you can reach in, which I would say you could right now,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'd be able to reach anything at this
Okay.
point in time.
That's fair. I think I misunderstood this orientation a little bit, given how tiny of the
Yeah, it
thing
should
he's
should be a little. He should probably be a little bit smaller, and it should be a little bit bigger.
Gotcha. Okay. Can
but-
I reach? And I'm assuming the console is also.
The console. You basically need to be able to get inside. It needs to be open just a little bit bigger. I
So
would say.
here's my question then.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, at the rate
Gonna
that
add one
this
of these
is
real quick.
at the rate that
I'm gonna
this
put
is
this-
moving.
Yeah.
At the rate that this is moving, would I expect it to go from total cover to partial cover next turn? Because there's this whole hold an action
I would say yes.
that I could do.
Right. That I think that moves you in the turn order. So you'd be at as soon as it opens again, you could then fire. Yeah, I would allow that.
Okay.
But you're kind of forfeiting your action for this round.
Yeah,
and
it
then
forfeits my
forever
move
forward
action.
Going to be higher in the turn order. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
okay. Yeah. This
Because I think when you hold your action, like you permanently move yourself.
spend a
or-
move action to delay your main action to trigger as an instant action later.
Okay.
So I was thinking it was more like the D&D thing where
I
I
might be
stay
thinking
in the
Pathfinder.
order.
I'm
I stay
thinking
in the
completely
order.
separate rule set.
But
Yeah.
I am waiting for a thing. So I can't move this round, but I can wait for something to trigger an attack from me. Is my understanding of what you have written there. Tell me if that is not the case.
But I think it's normally within the same round, is it not? And this is kind of happening during the round. So like next round is when you kind of see what I'm saying.
I mean, that would mean that the person with the lowest initiative would never be able to do that thing.
Fair enough. All right, I'll allow it. So you're gonna hold your action. Till
I'm going to
it
hold
opens
my
a little bit
action
more
for
and
it
you
to
can
open
fire.
a little bit more and shoot on him.
Okay.
For what it's worth, when you're conveying how open this thing is, like top priority is still getting to that console, but it seems like I'm not going to be able to do that for a while.
Yeah, not
which
until
is
you'd
why.
also be able to get at him,
Yeah, which is why I'm chilling.
which would probably take another round or so.
Fair enough. Okay. In that case, I'm going to spend my move action to delay my main action to trigger as an instant action later. And the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my mag rifle and prepare to shoot at him
Mhm.
when the thing opens a little bit more. So it goes from partial or from total cover to partial cover is what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. You can do that.
Great. I do that.
Robots. I'll
robots.
take this back. That seems
where-
reasonable enough.
Are they? Oh, thanks.
Much less dumb than you thought it was going to be.
I wouldn't you say, all right, hear me out. As soon as someone says that, I'm like, all right.
I just wanted to be clear what my priorities are because I'm trying to do multiple things here, but
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
do
yeah.
what I can do.
I got you.
Is it possible for the yellow bot to get behind cover now, or is he still stuck?
Yeah, no, I'd allow you guys, the three of them to kind of like
Everybody
bunch up.
just scooch over, please.
Just scooch over a little bit.
Please.
Claire, move.
My arm's
Claire.
peeking out.
Move your ass. All right, great. And then they oh wait, he's got
I
a
don't think Yellow can actually see either.
actually
of
that's
them.
fair. In that case, he doesn't move behind cover, he moves up. And if he can't find, he will move, prioritizing to be
here.
able to see somebody. If he cannot, then he will move twice.
Okay, I think he moves twice then.
Okay, perfect.
I think he moves to like here.
Sounds good.
Does he try and like maximize cover? In which case he might move closer to the wall.
I think so, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do this.
I think it's shoot when you can, get behind cover when you can't.
But this leaves the other two Rubits
Yeah, to fire,
to fire.
which they do on the one that is closer to them, pressed up against the elevator.
Okay, that's actually the one that is less hurt.
Ooh. Yeah, but I'm
You're
using
about to
an
do some hurt.
imperfect algorithm. No. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the orange one rolled a 20.
Okay, that hits.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
That is 9 points of damage.
Okie doke.
The black one, number 4, rolled a 13, which I do.
13 does not
Oh,
hit.
wait, I was going to fire in burst mode. Fine, whatever. Doesn't hit. It's cool. I will announce it later.
15 does hit.
Up to you. I didn't call it ahead
you were
of time.
talking about burst mode, but yeah.
Okay. In that case, thank you, kind and merciful GM.
You asked about it
The
last
coins
turn.
of fate fall
That's
into
10
the
damage.
bowl.
Okay.
Yes, chink chink.
All right, that one is just barely standing.
Amazing.
Bear.
Oh, I laugh because I must cry. And so the cocoon, the armored cocoon, does open a little bit more. He now only has partial cover.
Okay, on that
No.
triggers I attempt to shoot him.
All right. You understand that shooting someone is not very stealthy.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't really know. I guess I could chill here another round.
I'm letting
gonna
you
stick
know
with my plan.
that shooting him is not a stealthy action, in which case I'm not going to make you roll stealth. You are alerting him to your presence.
Alert him to my role. I figured he would already know at this point, but if he doesn't.
If people want to take a wisdom notice check to see the state of this man, but
Sure.
they can.
May as well.
Yeah. Sure.
9.
Oh, wait, hold up. This is not
Wait.
what we roll for this. We
Also
roll
9.
A
2d6,
10, actually.
right?
Yeah, 2d6. 10?
10.
2.
So at this point in time, Alex is noticing on this move, specifically on this like round.
Uh-huh.
Before he was keeping a pretty good eye on it. Still, eyes rolled back into the back of the head, eyelids sort of fluttering.
Mhm.
But now you can see the pupils a little bit more. Alex, he's starting to blink and shake his head. There's something. He doesn't seem to be like he's groggy. Maybe doesn't have a full understanding of like what's happening around him right now, but definitely much more aware than he was before.
Okay, Alex will shout out and kind of go, "The caterpillar is awake!"
All right.
As Nona takes a shot into his back, if that is something that you still want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, not really, but I did hold that action, so I think I got to stick to it. So we'll do that. Then that's not even going to close to hit him. That is a 9.
Let me check his stats.
I guess suppose it is an old man in a chair.
It doesn't hit him, but I also would like to check his stats.
That's fair.
AC is 2.
His stats
Are statting.
are statting, and they say that's a no.
Okay, cool.
That's a negatory.
Sounds good.
Micah, it's now your go.
Must be some chair.
All right. I'm going to shoot at one of the remaining bears. I guess the one that I have a clear look at, who's kind of out in the open, whichever one. Which one is that?
This one's 4.
Bear 4.
Bear 4.
14.
14 is their AC exactly.
Ooh. And 8 damage.
All right, these guys aren't looking so great. But it's 3's turn. Oh, you're
And
moving?
I'm moving. I'm kind of rotating around this piece of cover closer to the man as the cocoon I'm seeing keeps on expanding out.
Yes.
Cool.
Take yourself out of cover to see him.
Yes.
His
Very good.
beautiful
Fall directly into my trap.
baby blue eyes.
One day I'll be a beautiful butterfly.
It's now 3's go. 3 is gonna keep going. He's staggering. He's definitely hurting, bleeding quite profusely, and he's gonna hit. He's gonna
Come
hit
on.
Juan.
You got it.
He's gonna do it.
I believe in you, bear number 3.
Bear number. Oh, that's a 3.
That does not hit
Ah!
him.
Red. Which Red's go?
over
Red
there.
doesn't. Red can't. Yeah, Red's all the
Can't
way
do
over there
anything.
and can't really see anything.
I mean, could he go out far enough to be able to see that bear now that he's on the other side of the elevator? Like, could he just rotate down towards you?
Yeah, and lose all cover.
I just offering suggestions to him.
I think Red, he feels pretty safe about this right now. They're still surrounded. I think what he sees that this is starting to open a little bit more, and is gonna rotate so he's a little bit closer, and start to move towards that as well. I guess he kind of moved himself out of cover, so
Sure.
But it's fine.
Cool.
He feels great. Now it's Claire's go. Claire can rotate and actually hit bear number 4.
Cool. Good job, Claire.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. She got a 16 to hit. Damn it.
You've been fooled.
That's enough to kill him. I need to roll the purple die. All right. 4 is dead.
Purple is for our peeps, and the blue die is for the bad guys.
All right. That was Claire's go. 4 just died. Nona, it's now your go again.
All right. Well, I'm going to move up as close to the thing as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
And how much, describe this a little bit more to me in detail. How much on my next turn will I need to move in order to be able to interact with the console or be by this guy?
You're 1 movement away from being able to interact with the console or him.
Okay.
Like, you'll be in melee range of both him and the console.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Well, right now I'm not pressed up against the sphere, and I figured I would need more movement once the thing opens to get inside.
I think you're close enough right now that 1 movement would take you inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
What we got going on in that noggin?
I mean, I guess I just kind of shoot at him again. I don't know. I don't particularly.
You could hold your action and wait until it. So I will
the
say,
problem is
the rate
holding
that
my
it was going-
action. Holding my action consumes my movement, which means the thing will open and I won't be able to go inside.
Fair enough.
Or I'll go inside and I'll be standing there and not actually be able to do anything.
That's completely fair. Yeah. Up to you.
Is there? I guess I could hold my action to do total defense. That could be kind of cool. We haven't done that in a while, or ever maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, total defense.
Yep.
What are your robots doing?
Shooting. Well, the one is going to move to try to. Yellow will attempt to move to see the one guy who is remaining.
Okay. The last time you saw him, it was over here. Do you think he'd be smart enough to double back around? Because he can't quite see him right now.
Nope.
So he's just going to do this.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
But it's fine. The rest of the guys, they will.
Shooting.
Yep.
And 4 is firing in burst mode.
All right. So that's a total of like 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're keeping track of that then.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Total of 7, actually. It
This is
costs
like round
3
4.
per things. I don't
Yeah.
think he shot once. Whatever. I'll take it
maybe.
off.
If he didn't shoot once, then maybe not. I'm just.
We'll leave it at 8. He's got 20 in his gun, though.
Yeah, that's fair. We're not going to really run up against that. I just want you guys to actually.
Right,
I guess
yeah.
Micah doesn't need to
I
worry about
believe
it.
both of them miss. Because the highest we got here is a 9.
Yeah, both of those miss.
Cool.
All right. And so at last, this cocoon just finally completely opens and just falls to the side. And you see this man sort of roll his shoulders and stand up out of the throne. And let me actually describe this man, this mountain of a man. An older man with a strong, square chin. He would be quite handsome if it were not for the amateur cybernetics marring his face and body. Half the skin of his face has been removed to show metallic chrome underneath. His skin is pulled taut over what is clearly some kind of mechanical right arm, missing the fat and muscles that normally fill out the rest of the shape. In the other areas, skin bunches like a wrinkled fabric. The focal point of this monstrosity that used to be a man is a glowing amber eye that fills you with a very literal sense of dread.
Cool.
Cool.
Literal, huh?
This is this man.
Cool.
He also has a gun.
Oh, did I forget that?
So I've taken something. Well, we'll talk about that when that happens.
Cool.
But it's his turn now. And so he stands up out of his chair and says, "Who disturbs me?" And sees Micah kind of standing in front of
Directly there.
Oh, Micah disturbs.
Micah.
How you doing?
Hey.
And what he's going to do is he points this very clearly mechanical arm at you, and you see just there's a little gap in his palm, and as he outstretches, he fires directly at you.
Cool.
Oh.
No,
Well, it was a very good build-up.
Yeah,
it's a 13 to hit.
it does not hit.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It does that.
You know,
sometimes.
first thing in the morning.
After he fires, though, he does something else. I've taken from D&D, and this man has got some legendary actions.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right.
Because the action economy is in shambles, and I want to give my boys more actions.
That's cool.
So effectively what a legendary action is it's like a pool. It's a resource that they continually get, refreshes at the start of their turn and at the end of another creature's turn. So he can't actually do it yet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Another creature's turn. He can do a thing. He has
So you have to
some
wait,
abilities.
sir.
I do have to wait.
I was
I'm
talking to
realizing
Wilhelm.
now. What? You don't know this is Wilhelm?
My sister told me it was, unless one of the bears was.
That's fair enough. So that's all that happens right now. But also, while this firefight has happened, the elevator has gone away, and another one seems to be arriving. Ding.
No.
Cool.
No.
I'm gonna do this.
No.
Oh no, it's a tiny bush.
Cool.
We're at the top of the order again. This one might be going a little bit long because we need to finish this combat, and I think we're already at time. Here we go.
All right.
Oh boy.
Getting some extra content this time. Let's go. Micah.
Oh jeez. So that looked like probably a scary beam that he just missed me with. Would you say that is appropriate, or is it like a
How scary is that?
It was
on a scale
weird.
of like gun to worse
To
than
scan.
that?
It was actually so there wasn't anything that actually fired out of his palm, but you noticed that just like right behind you, some of the stacks of machinery, there was just a big, almost like cutting noise shearing through the machinery, and you notice that some of it just kind of slops off. Yeah, but other than that, like mechanically speaking, you didn't see anything.
That's super cool. Good,
Yeah.
good for him. So this cover over here, could I get to that?
Which one?
The little one.
The littler one that's like still kind of approaching
Yeah,
toward him.
I would say that takes 2 movement though.
Okay. All right. I will. Yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna move toward that, but I'm gonna keep my action to shoot at him.
Okay. So you only take 1 movement then?
Correct.
All right. So I'm going to move you just a little bit back then.
Cool.
Very well. 21.
21 hits.
And max damage 13.
All right. After taking those 2 shots, sorry, not 2 shots, that shot, he kind of shrugs back and looks forward again. And he's gonna, so you notice that there was the focal point of his entire face. There's this like sickly amber glow coming from his eyes. And as you took a shot at him, you need to make a mental saving throw, please.
Cool.
Oh dear. Remind me how I do that. Is that a D20?
It is a D20, and you need to meet or beat your save.
Okay, my number is 11, and I got a 15.
Okay.
Neat.
Nothing happens.
For now.
For now. All right. It's 3's go. He's gonna
Bear
do
3.
it. He's gonna flank him.
Uh-huh.
Get him, Bear 3.
He's just He's just continuously running at Juan, firing his gun, and he rolled a natural 1. Oh boy. It's fine. You weren't long for this world anywhere, Mr. Bearman.
You said
Red.
the elevator was doing dings. Have they not arrived yet?
No. Let me actually... Yeah, of course they end up at the bottom of the board.
Ooh, under my 3?
They also rolled a 3.
Oh, I see. We can take turns. We'll go at the same time.
All right.
Be best friends.
Yeah.
Sharing.
Okie doke.
I don't think yellow is long for this world, y'all. The elevator for those of you listening at home, my bot number 2 is standing directly in front of the elevator doors by himself, very enthusiastically pursuing this final bear around the side of the thing. But
Yep. So it's Red's go.
Yep.
He's gonna move up to have protection from Wilhelm because Wilhelm seems scarier than anything that might come out of that elevator. So that was 2 movements. Alex, it's now your go.
I'm going to rotate slightly this way so that the cover is more between me and Wilhelm, and I'm going to take a shot.
All right, take a shot at Wilhelm.
5.
That does not hit.
Damn.
Darn.
Claire is going to do the same thing as Micah and move up slightly, but because she can't even get into full cover just yet, we'll take a shot at Wilhelm as well. I need to stop rolling that die for Claire.
The blue
It works
one.
for Claire. But
that's
that
because
hits.
she's her favorite.
That hits true. And that is 2d6.
39 points of damage.
Oh, she does so good. That's another 12 points of damage. But Wilhelm, having taken another shot, in his other hand, pulls out a pistol and fires.
Oh, he's got a second gun.
Yeah, because I didn't want to give his main attack a legendary action that seemed
A lot.
like a lot. He does actually hit that time.
Who's he aiming at?
He was aiming at, he took a shot from Claire and then just immediately
Shot back.
shot back.
Cool.
I think it's just, yeah, it's not super bad. It's just a D8. But plus what? Plus something that I will find out after I. No! You rolled a 1! I hate everything.
He went,
Claire
oh, wait, that's just a child.
Claire takes 4 damage. She gets hit, but most of it gets deflected off of her force pavis that she is holding up in front of her, almost like a riot shield.
Good job, Claire. Way to use-
Nona.
Motherfucker, don't you shoot
Nona
Claire.
would like
Take that
to
damage.
enter the thing and plug into the console.
Well, he's still plugged in as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I would like to attempt to unplug him.
Oh. All right, hold on. That's 2
Yeah.
separate things.
Okay.
You want to unplug him or you want to plug into the console?
I did not realize that would require 2 separate actions.
So there's the console and then like there's the things that are plugged into him directly.
Sure.
Mhm.
What actions do I need to take in order to gain control over the console?
So you could do one of 2 things. You could connect into the console and try and beat him in a power of will. That seems reasonable. You can unplug him, but that wouldn't give you control. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear, it would be an attempt to unplug him. It was not a guaranteed thing because he's not going to like that.
That's fair. I mean, I was expecting retaliation, not so much a you can't unplug the thing. But you know what? I'm going to plug into this and we're going to do a battle of wills.
All right. So Nona moves forward as deftly as she can. Philip, if you can move her next to Wilhelm. It's Wilhelm.
Yes, we know.
shit.
You had an NPC
What?
tell us this.
Crazy. And you plug into the console. And
Who's Wilhelm?
Sorry, it took me a while to parse that question. Yeah, we'll get to it later.
Okay.
And so, okay, we're gonna need an opposed skill check then.
Yeah, let's do it. Of what?
Probably in programming, which I know is your thing. But
Charisma
I mean,
trade.
that's, yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, it's the reason why it's your thing.
And program. That is a +3. I got a 12.
He got a 10.
All right.
And so you plug in, and it's the same sort of feeling. Actually, you are able to control more now. It's a little bit stranger because it doesn't feel like this was meant to control the entirety of the system from this location. Like the strongest thing that you have control over is something that you haven't felt before. You just feel like a bunch of these little mites that are just all around you, and some even quite far away. But you just feel all of these little pieces, little appendages that you can't necessarily like control them in your own right, but you can guide them in a way that kind of makes sense, and that they'll figure it out from there. But you feel this almost immediately, just this vast army. The rest of the factory actually feels distant in comparison. But I'm going to say that was your action.
I'm on board.
You now have effective control of Wickliffe. And
Do my robots get to go now, Jeff?
yes.
Do all of my robots get to go now, Jeff?
Yeah. I'm going to take 3 off of... Well, I guess actually you can keep 3 if you'd like. 3 is on his last legs, I'll have you know.
Oh, that's fair.
But yes, all of your robots get to go.
All right. In that case, I'm going to instruct all of them to attack Wilhelm.
Okay. Not all of them fully understand what that entails, but there were a few standing orders that seemed to be overridden, and now they seem to be stopping and doing something else now. But in the room itself, this one that has been just trying real hard, I'm going to be so upset. If this thing couldn't hit like a very low-level robot and then just immediately just...
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Kills my big bad. He's going to start moving the other way, turns and fires on Wilhelm. No.
Fantastic.
He's still shit.
Cool.
But it's okay.
It's
Your
okay.
other robots get to go.
There's also an elevator coming soon, I hear. Maybe not. All right. They all fire. Okay. 1 does nothing. 3 does nothing. The black one, number 4, gets a 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Okay. 6 damage.
Wilhelm is very upset by what has just transpired. He doesn't understand quite what's going on, and he looks behind him and sees that you have plugged in.
When he looks at me, I look back at him, and like one who knew Nona would be surprised by the amount of venom and disgust in her eyes right now.
And so he is going to fire his main weapon against you, Nona, because I think you feel a little defenseless right now. Like you're plugged in, you can't really move around.
Are we in melee range? Does he get disadvantage or like the minus whatever? So it's a cybernetic, so it's not like you can grab the barrel, but Gotcha.
He is going to have a little bit of a disadvantage. So I think it's like the -2, or is it -4?
I think it's -2 from my.
All right.
Let me double check on that.
He's still going to do it.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
One-handed ranged attacks made in melee take -4. Two-handed ranged attacks made in melee are impossible.
Okay. All right. So he's got a -4. That's
It's
still,
one-handed, like literally.
That's a 17 to hit. Does that hit?
That does not hit me.
All right.
It's
and
close,
since
though.
He's not moving. He is actually going to exert his will back over you and trying to take back control. But you feel it's almost feeble in comparison to you.
Okay. Are we contested again then?
Yeah, I'm going to do this contested again. 8.
I got an 8 as well.
All right. I'm going to have you keep control then.
Cool.
And he's very frustrated at this. But at that, ding, you notice a person come out. I need a different
Color.
pawn.
Oh, I'm excited.
Tony.
This is going to be a little bit more.
Tony!
It is. So you see Aletta.
Shooter.
Fantastic.
Oh.
But she steps forward and stabs at the robot in front of her.
Cool.
It's weird. You haven't seen Aletta like this before. She has like a very blank expression on her face. Very distinct lack of any like oil grease on her at all. Almost wearing like a business suit that you've never seen her wear before.
Awesome.
Oh dear.
All right. It's an 18 to hit.
That will hit him.
6 damage.
Okay.
And as you quickly see this, there's a lot of things going through your head. She doesn't seem to have a knife on her, but she seems to have stabbed from some pick that extended from her palm.
Cool.
And now it's Micah's turn.
Okay. Seeing the guy, Wilhelm, attacking Nona, I think I'm going to ditch the going behind cover plan, and I'm going to swap my gun out for my I-beam and try and dash over to like get inside his enclosure. Could I do that with 2 movements?
Yeah, sure.
Would you say that?
But you're not going to be able to hit him.
I know.
All right.
Just try and like hamper him if he wants to shoot anybody else, and just kind of
Nice.
be up in his business.
I'm going to need, and once more, he's going to gaze directly at you. Can you please roll another mental will save?
Creep, stop looking at me. 14, so that passes.
I need to stop going after the psychic. I'm realizing.
They're all psychic, Jeff.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
Whew,
Or I should say Wilhelm's in danger. All right, it's now. I'm going to say 3 is now under control of you, Kirsten. So I'm going to take him out of the order.
Sure.
Red's go. Red is going to take a couple of shots, and then it's I was going to see if no, he doesn't hit. Alex, now your go.
I'll take a shot at Wilhelm.
Yeah, he is now tangled up with Nona. Sorry, you keep going. I'm just describing the scene. Mike is coming at him with an I-beam. Nona is in a battle of wits against him with the console, and you are taking a shot at him. What'd you get?
Oh, that was a 5 to hit.
5 does not hit. Claire goes. Claire hits. I gotta stop rolling that die for Claire.
You say this every single time.
That one was out of the thing. All right. Wilhelm's not looking good. He's taken several shots directly to the chest. I haven't really described it, but he's not wearing a shirt. It's just kind of like
Hot.
You know, I mean, it's got
Probably
like
not.
his skin's kind of like
um,
pulled tight on some places and like bunched up in others. It's not a good look. But he is starting to cough up a little bit of blood at that shot. And Nona, it's now your go.
All right, great. So I'm standing right next to him, yes?
Yep.
And we've done our contested battle of wills.
Yeah, you're
But
still
I'm
connected
still
to the
connected
thing.
to it, so I don't have to attempt to do it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my gunslinger to put away the rifle that I had out before as a on-turn action.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to pull out Ernst's knife, and I'm going to attempt to stab him.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Well,
Yeah,
he has a
sure.
physical
Why
form,
not?
Jeff.
He does have a physical form. Why don't you stab him with it?
Why don't I stab him with his physical form? Okay, that is. Does it have any plus on it?
It shouldn't be for the attack.
Okay,
That's just off of you.
fair enough. That's a 14.
14 does not hit.
All right, cool.
But you still have Bear 3 and then also all of your other robots, I'm realizing.
Yeah.
One of them is in fisticuffs with Aletta.
Yeah, I'm going to have them actually. I can't do that split. I will say from where you are, attack what you can.
Okay.
So I think the 3 in that corner are going to fire on Wilhelm.
Start punching each other.
You're going to have to, roll for.
Oh, also, he's going to also. I need you to make a will save as well.
Okay,
he's going to look at you with the amber eye.
Is that just
You
mental?
do have advantage, though, unfortunately.
I have advantage?
Yeah,
Excellent.
because I read it in the rules that you have advantage.
Amazing. I love
Because
that
you're
for
not
me.
biological.
Okay. So basically, I'm rolling a d20, and I'm
Twice.
hoping to get above my mental stat.
Yeah.
What do we do if it ties?
It's meter beat.
Okay.
All right. And so 3 things are firing on him. I'll roll for the bear since I have the bear's
Thank you.
stats.
I will roll for the other 2.
Bear still doesn't hit. This bear has fired like 7 times and hasn't hit nothing. Yes.
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Cool. Oh, come on. That's a 4 damage.
So at that, he spits up a little bit more and does a little laugh. You don't know what you are even dealing with right now. If you knew just a sliver of what I knew, you wouldn't be trying to knock me down. You'd be. And at that, he gets cut off. And nothing's stopping him from talking right now, but there's just an expression in his face. He had this like anger within him that immediately just he loses. He goes completely blank in the face. He takes his revolver, places it under his chin, and pulls the trigger and falls over. Aletta, standing on the other side, screams out, drops some kind of hollow skin, and it appears to be some kind of older woman with short silver hair. There's this geometric pattern of pyramidal protrusions that come out of her skin. And she moves with a grace that it almost seems like she's not even touching the ground as she runs towards a Wilhelm that is slumped over, dead. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
Cool.
Yay.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Aletta, no. It's not her.
I was thinking twins. I was thinking evil twins, but which one's the evil one?
I don't know.
All right. Woo!
Did it.
Did it! You beat Wilhelm.
There were no bad consequences.
He had like the Lich's ability, which was going to make you guys get scared and run away from him.